views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey everybody, super welcome. It's great to have all of you tune us in and turn us on. OMG is all I gotta say. Because Mark Anthony is in the house and in the studio. And we're all in the studio and we're all in the house. Mark Anthony, let me just say this. I got to go off a little bit here, if you don't mind. First, let me say hi to Nathan. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
It was great to meet you in person, like face to face.
Yeah.
Right.
Were you surprised when you saw how tall I am?
I didn't notice it. You said that to me before, and it was like, and then you got up, and I'm like, you are tall.
Yeah, you're
right?
just used to being around tall people, I guess.
No, I think I've noticed your legs. Do you have shorts on?
I do.
That's it. It was the legs. That's what I was like. I was looking and I was saying, oh my God, why couldn't I be born with legs like that?
Well, you didn't want to break your neck by looking up.
No, I was like, those are some. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm gonna get emails now if I go off on this. But it's great. Look, he's all red. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't really notice how tall you were because. You know what? What I've learned in 15 years doing this is there's a light. And by the way, Mark's going to talk about this today. There's a light that people radiate. See, and that's what I saw when I saw you. I saw that light. I got that energy of you. And there's something about you. There's a kindness about, oh my God, I'm going to cry. What the heck is going on here? There's something about you. There's a kindness about you. There's a mannerism about you. There's just something about you, and that's what I picked up on. So how tall you were was like secondary.
And for those that are curious, 6'6".
I know. But you see his light, right? Look, everyone, today I want to make sure you do this. You write down our live call-in number, 1-800-930-2819. 1-800-930-2819. Because this show today is for you. I am so honored and thrilled to have, friend, colleague, somebody that has been a supporter of the show, that has been out there helping all of you understand or how to make more sense of your life, how to make more sense of the people that have moved on, how to make more sense of things that don't make sense to others, but inside of you, you can feel it. There's something about it. But what is it about Mark that we absolutely know is perfect for the world we live in? He helps people. He helps people in times when there doesn't seem like there's help going to come. He helps people understand that the darkness is dark for a reason, but the light is so much brighter. Whether you know him and seen him on television, radio, whether you've read his books, and one of the books today, we've got several copies to give away. We'll talk about it in a minute. Or if you are now in the Pacific Northwest, you're probably wondering to yourself, how am I going to get to see him while he's here? All of the above. Today, we're going to take a journey that enters into the place of exploring, enters into the notion of what does it mean to move beyond the sense of my cell phone, my smartphone, my text messages, my job, my work. What happens to it when you step into this high vibrational living? And then what happens if you're Mark? What happens if you're looking at somebody that does interdimensional communication? What is it when you hear the psychic lawyer? What is it when you know that there are people that are gifted and talented, that are selfless, that have said yes to something that helps all of us move along when the stuckness is unbearable. Today, it's so awesome to have him here because we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're going to talk story, we're going to share things, but we're going to talk about multidimensional beings. Yes, me, you, and everybody else. What is it about the word quantum that catches everybody's attention? Most people don't even know what it means. But they're like, you say quantum, and they're like, oh, I got the cue. I got the cue going on. Today, the light of quantum consciousness and much more with my very special guest friend, Mark Anthony. Mark, it's great to have you.
Thank you, Dr. Pat. I always enjoy working with you, and I think Transformation Radio Network is absolutely the most enlightened voice on the airwaves.
Wow, thank you. You know, you and I somehow got to be where we are today. We just showing up and here we are. What the heck happened to us? How the heck did we get here? I mean, what is it about our lives, but mostly you, that you had to say yes to? How many unstuck things did you have to do to fully accept your gift and be in the world the way you are? An amazing individual. But, you know, people, psychic medium, that's what we say, right? But you're way more than that.
Well, I think the turning point for me, and if I'm so bold to say for you too, is when we finally realized that life is like a river and you have to flow with it instead of paddling against it. Oh. And that river, it's going to have nice, calm, still waters. It's going to have some rocks. It's going to have rapids, and unfortunately, it has waterfalls. and the waterfalls are like when a loved one dies, or when your career takes a turn not in a way that you had wanted it to. But inevitably, once you start going with the current and embracing your talents as well as what some may perceive to be limitations, I call them challenges, then you start getting on the right path. It's when people try to force fate and go contrary and counterpoint to everything that they are, that's when things get really difficult. And, you know, for me, I've always enjoyed working with people and helping people. And for the longest time, I tried to avoid fully embracing my psychic gifts. They were always there from the time I was a child. But then the door opened and I realized, okay, this is the time to go through it.
Wow. You know, let's talk about this. How many people do you think, right? How many people do you think out there that have psychic ability that are just like blow it off? Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I didn't walk across the street because I had a funny feeling that if I walked across the street, oh my God, and then a big truck goes by, right? Every day.
Well, this is part of what I discuss in my book, Evidence of Eternity. And also what I talk about in my lecture series as I'm going across the country. We all have the same physiological equipment, and that psychic ability is not just some woohoo thing that happens. There is an actual reason. It doesn't mean that everyone's a psychic or a medium, but everyone has psychic and mediumistic ability. The question is whether we work with it. And what I like about Transformation Radio Network is that not only does it appeal to men, but it largely appeals to women. Yeah. And I'd like to ask all the listeners who are female, how many of you are happy when you embrace your women's intuition as opposed to when you ignore it? Now, for the guys who kind of, oh, yeah, women's intuition, how about your gut instinct? When you trust your gut instinct, and every first responder, military, police officer, anyone that's in an emergency type of career, they all know about trusting your gut, trusting your instincts. You can call it intuition, instinct, gut, whatever you want, but it's the same thing. And so when people start to learn to trust their feelings on a situation, they're going to be pointed in the right direction.
Oh, man. You know, look, let's talk about you for a minute. First of all, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
See, many people don't understand what this journey is like. They don't. They can't be you. They don't know you. Of course, you're like me. You're surrounded with amazing people, right? But sometimes it can be an uphill ride.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. What kept you going? What was it? I mean, clearly you're a crust buster. We know that. But I mean, like, people ask me now, they're like, oh my God, girl, like, why shouldn't you be like retiring off in some beach somewhere? And I'm like, no, we're going to do crowdfunding. We're going to launch the Positive Mojo. My friends are like, la, 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 collect your pension. And I'm like, no.
I think it comes down to, I've got to be doing something. I mean, even if let's say I won the Powerball today, as much as I like Maui and the proverbial beach house on Maui, I don't think I would just hang out. I would have to be doing something. And you're absolutely right. We do catch a lot of flack, especially when you are involved in the paranormal field. The hateful comments people write on social media, and the religious fanatics who claim to be Christians but they're really not because they miss the whole judge not lest ye thyself be judged message. Really get into the negativity. But I remember when my first book came out, Never Letting Go. And I got a letter from this lady from Australia, and she said that her mother had just died, and she was guilt-ridden because she left her mother after like a year or two of taking care of her, took her to a facility, and her mother was begging her not to leave, and then her mother died that night. And the woman was so overcome with guilt, she was going to commit suicide, and she was actually in Australia, and she was at a bookstore and said that she saw Never Letting Go, read it, and decided not to commit suicide. And I remember called my manager, Rocky, who's with me here in the studio.
She is.
She's one of my wonderful people, or the most wonderful of my people. And I told her, I said, Rocky, all the hassles and struggles and uphill battle and criticisms and difficulty for getting a book published, if I only sold that one book,
yeah,
it was worth it. And it's because helping people, and I don't wave a magic Harry Potter wand and make people stop grieving. What I do is I facilitate communication with their loved ones. Some people go into spirit communication with the right attitude. They check expectations at the door. They're open. I've had some people that, I didn't like my reading. It's because they were arguing with me, fighting, resisting. And sometimes the messages that come through from the other side, it's something they don't necessarily want to hear. Mm-hmm. And so they get very resistant about it. But I would say that 99% of the people that are open-minded and accepting will have a connection, and that connection is an important step in the lifetime journey through coping with the loss of a loved one.
I think I'd like to skip break here because I want to make sure that for the show, all of you out there know. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines a minute because I want to make sure that there's plenty of time for you to hear me say that. I know a lot of times the phone lines don't get open until the second half, but I'm just really, it's important to do that today, especially in the light of what we're seeing in our headlines, so much loss, Aretha Franklin, John McCain. I mean, these are people that we know that are in the public, and it also brings up the loss of our own, I look at John McCain and I think about the loss of your family member who in that same generation with those same values. I think about Aretha Franklin and I think about, the best times of my young life in the Bronx. So today we want to make sure this is for all of you. The call-in number here for today for a reading is 1-800-930-2819. We just need your name, 1-800-930-2819. And by the way, I know many of you cannot call in. Yes, you can go to Transformation Talk Radio or the Dr. Pat Show and put your question there, right? Just go ahead and type that in. Thanks to you, we created that. I wanted to talk about, this journey you're on. I shared a little bit about what we're doing and what we're changing, but I know you're like that too. It's not that we're not happy. We're on a mission. You're on a mission.
Yes.
You're doing things now that you weren't doing last time we talked. You're out in the world really getting underneath and getting on top of, and connecting the dots for us. We need dots connected, right?
We do. And I think the last time I was here, my book, Evidence of Eternity, was about to come out. Right, it hadn't come out. And what happened, Dr. Pat, is when I was on the Never Letting Go book tour, people started asking me questions like, is reincarnation real? Do animals have souls? My son committed suicide. Did he go to hell? Does God exist? How does all this work? And so I started compiling the questions, and that was what gave birth to Evidence of Eternity, because people need to understand that my mission is that God exists, heaven, the afterlife, nirvana, whatever you want to call it, the other side exists. We can communicate with the souls of people who've passed, and we will see them again when it is our time to cross into the light. And it's very important to understand that. I was just speaking at the Vail Symposium, and they asked me to give the scientific basis for reincarnation. And there was a woman there who took exception with the use of the word God. Well, I call it the big blue. It's like, I don't care what you call it. You can call it the source, the spirit, the big blue, whatever. And what I've found in my research, and I know that you understand this, when you're talking about the word quantum.
Yeah.
So, and it's cool now, because now quantum's sort of the in word, we fling it around,
I know.
It's like when pesto, remember when pesto was like real popular? Oh, there was pesto everything, But quantum physics we know from high school science that everything's made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms are made of electrons, protons, and neutrons. And they are made of a smaller particle of electromagnetic energy known as quanta. Ergo particle, because it's a particle, ergo quantum physics. Everything is energy. You, me, the air we're breathing, the radio waves that this show is being transmitted on, the nuclear reactions within the sun, the space between our sun and other stars, everything at its most basic level is electromagnetic energy. And groups of that energy, clumps of that energy, vibrate at different frequencies. That's why the table doesn't talk to us, but you and I are able to have this conversation. And what Nikola Tesla said is that what one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. So that's where religions that have always said God always was, is, and always will be. Well, of course, because it's energy. And so what God, the source, the light, whatever you want to call the greater power, is the energy that binds and connects everything that flows through us. If you want to go to pop culture, Star Wars, the Force. Okay,
yes.
Yeah. So we're seeing reoccurring themes. And recently, I was in Hawaii, and the ancient Hawaiians 1,000 years ago were talking about mana, which is the energy that everything from a piece of volcanic rock to the lava spewing from Pele to you, me, the air, the sea, the sun is created. So what's happened is, since the dawn of time, people have understood this on a spiritual and philosophical level. I mean, Jesus talked about it, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, Lao Tzu, the Native Americans, the Hawaiians, but now we're beginning to understand it in the technological sense, because finally our technology's caught up to the point where we can begin to experience this through the scientific method.
I love that we're talking about this in this way, because I'm a researcher too.
Yes.
Right? Einstein, anybody that had to do any paper for school, you're like a researcher. And one of the things we do not pay attention to is the fact that before you do the research, you get an idea. Where'd you get the idea from? You know what I'm saying?
You get the idea. And a lot of times it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
There it is.
Or you start thinking, everything seems to be dependent on light. If it wasn't for light, our planet would be a chunk of ice. Okay, and then the food that we eat, whether it's plants or the animals that eat those plants, it has to depend on light. And so then every great spiritual leader has referred to God as the light.
Yes.
And then people who meditate or people who have had near-death experiences talk about encountering the light. So, and Einstein said that we are all light beings. So we're starting to see a common thread that everything is light or light-based, light-oriented. And what is light? Quantum particles, electromagnetic energy. So there we come right back to everything on its most basic level is electromagnetic energy.
Oh my gosh, something just hit me about what you said. I never figured this out till now. Okay, this is like wild. Okay, so I went to school, finished school, and I was floundering. right? I was really stuck. This is like 01, 02. And I created crust busting because I was so crusted over. I couldn't stand myself. Are you kidding? I couldn't get off the couch. My friend had to drag me out to sell vinyl siding door to door. I was bitten by a dog 3 times. But here I am, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get stuff done, but I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. I can't believe that this just happened. All of a sudden, in our language, I had what you call a what do you call those things? It's not like a stroke. What T something? A T where you pass out.
Yes.
Where that thing happens.
Tachycardia, something like
that thing. So I'm sitting there and I'm sitting on the chair and out of nowhere, right? And I'm contemplating, I can't go back to the corporate world. I don't care. They're going to pay me a lot of money. I don't want that job. But I didn't know where I was going to go. And I created this crust busting thing. And all of a sudden I saw a flash of light and I started to pass out. And they ended up taking me to the hospital and the x-rays. Oh, I went through like 3 months of tests. And I had these things then on my brain. Right? But here's the thing. This is the thing you just said that just, my life changed enormously. Shortly thereafter, I dialed that wrong number and I don't hang up, Mark. Why? I mean, I'm from New York. But you see, I went through that. The world didn't look the same. I didn't even want to look for a job. I started to teach this stuff here. This stuff didn't have any name. Dial the wrong phone number, don't hang up, pull out a credit card, and I buy an hour of radio once a week for 13 weeks for like $12,000 on internet only in 03. Now that's where you want to have somebody committed.
You had your epiphany.
But that's what I had never had that thought. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to go right to the phones. I'm going to give Nathan a few minutes to do that. We don't want to keep all of you waiting. When we come back, we're going to go right to the phones. But before we do, wow, I just can't believe that. I just had that thing just happen now.
You had a vibrational energy shift, and your soul, which is a multidimensional being, says, all right, Pat, enough with the corporate world. You have the credentials, you have the background, you have the material world learning. Now, we're going to kick you up to the other frequency.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
I didn't put it together. You know how many times I've talked about this wrong phone number thing, but I never connected the dot until you just said that. And because that memory was so scary for me to see that light and then pass out and then not, and it was really interesting.
It's what I call spirit intervention, where a spiritual entity help guide you to do the right thing. And initially you thought, well, this was a misstep. Instead, it was a leap in the right direction.
Oh, my gosh. Listen, we're going to go to the phones. But before we do, can you tell folks what you're up to here in the local area, where you're going to be? And then we also have copies of the book to give away. But give everybody an update. How can they find out more about you? How can they work with you? I mean, everything is here. Please.
Please visit my website, evidenceofeternity.com. And you'll find out that tomorrow night, Tuesday, August 28th at 7 p.m., I'll be at East West Bookshop for an evening of spirit communication. And I love doing readings for the Seattle crowd because everyone's so open. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to being at East West Books Tuesday, August 28th, 7 p.m. And then later this week here in Seattle, Bellevue, I'll be speaking at the International Association of Near-Death Studies. I'll be giving a presentation, May the Force Be With You, Interdimensional Communication and Near-Death Experiences. I'll be also conducting interdimensional communication, connecting audience members with loved ones and spirits. And I've been very privileged to be asked to be the speaker at their fundraiser banquet this Friday night.
I love it. Hey, we're taking your calls, and Renee will get to you. Kathy, please, I didn't forget you. 1-800-930-2819. And for those of you that are like, oh, my God, she's doing it again, just go over to the website and just type your question in the box. We'll get you on here. I'm Dr. Pat. I've got my friend, my colleague here, Mark Anthony. And when we come back, phone lines are going to be open. We're going to rock it. We're going to have some fun. And more importantly, I can feel Janice Joplin coming through. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Like a river, like a river. Join Jennifer Noel Taylor on the hit show Quantum Touch Radio, supercharging your life on TransformationTalkRadio.com. You'll take a quantum journey as we reveal powerful yet simple steps to create more abundance, better health, emotional and mental vibrancy, and happier relationships using universal quantum touch principles. For more information, visit JenniferNoelTaylor.com.
Demystifying the Journey on From Here to There Radio with your host, Diane Garris. Tune in every third Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com as Diane helps you get from where you are now to the life you envision. Get ready to get unstuck and move forward. Every show features a new special segment, New Age Notes, demystifying hot metaphysical topics of the day. For more information or to work with Diane, visit DianeGarris.com.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit SpiritFireRetreatCenter.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Would you like your next chapter to be free from fear and angst? Tune in to Your Next Chapter Radio, navigating through life's transitions with Shelley Ryan the fourth Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Shelley's contagious enthusiasm guides you through life's transitions deliberately, mindfully, and funnily. For Your Next Chapter coaching or to listen, visit YourNextChapterCoaching.com or call 602-617-8351. Next.
High frequency healing for an amazing life with Source Light Radio. Join host Laura Barton each month on Transformation Talk Radio as she explores Source Light integration, a unique spectrum of energy, light, and frequency. Experience instantaneous healing and amazing shifts in consciousness with Source Light Integrations Radio. For more information on Laura and her work, visit SourceLightIntegrations.com.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's great to have all of you tune us in and turn us on. As I said before, really thrilled to have Mark in the studio today. And somehow Jessica's picking up the live stream. So Jessica, Skype me and tell me what you're doing because I never remember how to tell people. But certainly KKNW is streaming live as well. So for all of you out there, want to make sure that you know how to go to Mark's website, evidenceofeternity.com. And when you get there, please take a look at, first of all of the work he does, but most importantly, you can find him where you're going to be. So you're going to be able to find him. You're going to be able to find him in Bellevue. You're going to be able to find him in Seattle. You're going to be able to find him in Arizona. You're going to be able to find him back to Florida, huh? Yeah. And you'll be able to find him on many, many radio shows. But more importantly, how do people book a session with you? I didn't ask you that.
Once again, through my website, evidenceofeternity.com. The vast majority of the readings I do are phone readings. I'd love to do the one-on-one individual readings, but my tour schedule doesn't really give me that flexibility. And that's why I do the gallery events, which I'll be doing at East West Books tomorrow night. And we're starting light circles, which in a number of the cities that I visit, there'll be like a 10 people there, and I do readings for each of the 10 people, and we're calling that the light circle. So I will be doing 2 interdimensional communication sessions this week at East West Books on Tuesday, August 28th, and then later this week at the IANS, International Association Near-Death Studies Annual Conference at the Hilton in Bellevue.
You know, it's really interesting. One of our hosts, too, is, we were talking about stepping out, and then we're going to go right to the phones. We were talking about what does it mean to step out. And so one of the things that I was struck by is how many people are stepping out. Dr. Bree Gibbs just started. She opened up her own shop, Alchemy of the Goddesses, where I'm sure next time you come through, you'll want to go there because it represents a different part of the state, too. And so people are stepping out. They're getting things done. And the reason we're getting them done has to do with what you said before, energy. But before we get into that, let's go to the phones, Nathan. Nathan's like, she did it to me.
All right, we got Renee. Renee, you're at the Dr. Pat Show with Mark Anthony. Welcome.
Hi, Renee.
Thank you. Hi, Dr. Pat. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Renee.
How can we help you today?
Well, I don't know if I should say anything or if Mark just wants to share what he...
All right. So you want to connect with somebody on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and let me give a quick explanation. I try to get to one spirit per person on the phone calls, and sometimes we're very focused on who we want to hear from, although somebody else may show up. So as soon as I heard your voice, I'm seeing an older woman coming through that I associate with the maternal side of your family. And she feels okay. And she was definitely elderly when she passed because I'm seeing she had like the white hair, and she was an attractive woman. And I'm feeling a lot of pain in my throat. It's like it's like if there were steel wool in my throat. And what that indicates to me is there was something going on with her esophagus and her windpipe. And I'm also feeling it in the top of her lungs. So she was having a lot of sinus, throat, and lung involvement. And I'm also feeling a lot of blood. I'm feeling pain and pressure in my pancreas, which would indicate that there could have been severe blood sugar issues, because the pancreas controls blood sugar like diabetes. But I'm also getting a burning sensation there. So this could be pancreatitis or pancreatic cancer. Now, it feels... I'm going to go with cancer on this, and the reason being is I'm feeling burning sensations emanating through my entire body. So what happened with this lady is she started getting a condition which began to spread throughout her body, and I'm getting nerve pain, weakness, and despite all of the agony physically that she was going through, she was still mentally clear toward the end. And she knew what was going on. She wasn't necessarily responsive or able to respond, but she was aware of what was happening. Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah, it could be. My grandmother, I don't think she had any pancreas problems. She died from a stroke, but I'm thinking it might be an aunt on my mom's side.
Let me keep working.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I'm seeing the image of a crab. Now, what a crab could mean, because that's the astrological symbol for cancer, that could mean this person had cancer, or it could mean the cancer time frame, which is June 20th through July 20th, give or take a day on either end. And what that can indicate, Renee, are significant births, deaths, anniversaries, or events connected to her or to you or someone, very close to you or either one of you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know who that is, and I'll confirm it with my mom.
Okay, great. Let's see what she wants you to know. Okay, you having some dental stuff going on right now? Because I'm feeling a lot of pain in my teeth and run along my jaw, and she's focusing on you.
Oh. No, I do have pain in my body, but it's not around my jaw or teeth.
Okay, here's what I'm getting. Top left side of the mouth. I'm getting the molars, okay? I'm getting a metallic taste, okay?
Okay.
And I'm getting pain running along like the top of my teeth and in my face.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pay attention to that. That could still be a possibility.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
I got it too. I got the same taste, and I'm thinking, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? I'm drinking this tea.
Interesting. And
Isn't that
Dr. Pat,
interesting?
well, you're in the link. Let me ask you this, Renee. Are you on a lot of medications right now?
No.
Because a lot of times that metallic taste indicates medications. And the funny
Could
thing
I be
is,
picking up from other people? I mean, I've been spending a lot of time in a nursing home. My dad's there, and I'm thinking maybe
and
on his energy.
This lady could also be one of your patients who may have passed. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like I want to say like Myrtle? It could be Myrtle. Could be Myrna. It's an MYR. What would be like? I don't want to say like Welcome Mary, but I'm getting like a Myrtle or a Myrna type of name.
Patient, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Is she on this side or the other side?
Other side.
Aha. Okay, was her name Myrtle or Myrna?
Myrtle.
Myrtle. Okay, if I'm getting Myrtle, and all right. So Myrtle is coming through for you, and she just handed me a Golden Delicious apple. That's interesting. Do you like or dislike Golden Delicious apples, or is there something with you or her that would make sense in the month of September?
Okay. I will look into that, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
September could be birthdays, anniversaries, or events in the month of September. Okay.
September, okay.
Okay, September, which I guess is coming up this week. Okay. And September is golden for you. September is golden. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
And also, she wants to thank you for your understanding, your compassion. You never rushed or treated her like she was a burden. And she said, thank you for making me feel special when I didn't feel special about myself.
Oh, thank you for that message. That was really, I really appreciate that.
Hey, can I jump in on something totally unrelated?
Yeah.
Don't know why I'm going to say this to you, but you may want to check your drinking water.
Well, I'm pretty good with that. I get filtered water.
You get filtered water. Okay. So you're because your water in that wherever you live, your water's got metal in it, yeah?
I think all water does.
Well, believe it or not, in the state of Washington here, we have some water, but so you're already taking care of it with filtered water, right?
I am, yep.
Okay, because I can't get rid of this taste in my mouth. So have you ever been treated for heavy metals?
No.
Okay.
Would that be a possibility?
Not a doctor, but...
There is a simple test you have to get with a holistic or even a GP where you can do, it's like a 1-day test and you take this pill and it's like a oral chelation. And then, you're in the medical field, so you understand. And then you send it in, and they'll see if there's heavy metal buildup in your body. Because it's interesting when talking
change
to
the filter.
Yeah, both
change your water filter,
or go over to bottled water entirely.
Yeah, check your water filter.
Because sometimes these filtration systems miss certain things.
Yeah.
Because I got this god awful taste in my mouth. I feel like
now.
Yeah, we both do.
Too.
And so what that means is that both Dr. Pat and I are caught up in the same link.
Yeah.
Myrtle is let me tell you something. This is Myrtle's gift to you. So start changing your water intake entirely.
Yeah, this is good. It's really a simple thing. And it could be a simple matter of the water filter or something like that. So don't get worried about it. It's just a little tip.
Yeah, okay. Hey, thanks a lot.
Yay!
Many blessings.
Okay.
All right, we're going to skip break. We're going to keep going on the phones. Okay, Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for your call, Renee. Coming up next, we have Kathy. Kathy, you're on the Dr. Pat Show with Mark Anthony.
Yeah, good way to go, Nathan. Hey, Kathy.
Welcome.
Kathy, how are you?
Good. How are you? Hi.
Oh, yay. There you are. We're pretty good. I'm just not sure what to do with the metal taste in my mouth, but Mark's here.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Kathy. I'm jumping right to it. I'm picking up on a male energy associated with you, and I feel like, let me go through this. I feel like I got hit in the head really hard. What this indicates to me, this could be head trauma, stroke, aneurysm, but a lot of times when I get that impact to the head sensation, this means an abrupt, unexpected passing. But I do feel that this was traumatic because I'm feeling extensive damage and injury to the head, to my forehead, particularly in my right temple area, and it feels like my spine is damaged as well in my neck. Does this make any sense to you?
No, not.
Well,
not
hold on. This could be a male who passed in a car accident, or possibly even one that took a gun to his head. That may be associated with you. And a lot of times, people think, oh, well, I don't have anyone in the family. This could be a friend or a friend of a friend. But I'm getting a male energy where this is coming through really, really strong. And I'm also getting that he looked like his hair was short but kind of salt and peppery, and he looked like he could have been like between 30 and maybe 36.
No, this person's already passed?
Well, that's why he's coming through telling me his head got blown off, yes.
Okay. I'm totally unaware. Unless I didn't hear of it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to thank you for calling in, and I want you to think about that because a lot of times after the reading, there's a period that I call the unfolding where it can take hours, days, weeks, even longer for the full impact of the reading to make sense. But there is a male energy around you, and actually I do feel that this was a suicide. Because I'm getting those waves of like mood swings and depression. And it just may take some time to identify who this person
Could
is.
it be, can I ask a question? Could it be somebody that is not like of this generational, because I saw like these brown baggy pants.
Yeah, I mean, this could be, what I'm describing, the way he looked.
Perfect.
Okay. It could be maybe somebody that your parents were close to that would be connected to you in some way. But this is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
But before we say so long, let me see what message he has for you, okay? Because he's coming through. All right, emeralds, 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 and more emeralds, which are the birthstone for the month of May. So that could be a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event connected to you or someone very close to you in the month of May. And it's interesting. Last caller, I got a Mary or a Myrtle, but Emerald is dedicated to Mary, the mother of Jesus. So this tends to be a name like Mary or Marianne or Marilyn that could also be associated with you.
Oh, my mom's Marilyn, and her birthday's in May.
Bada bing,
And she's passed.
bada boom. So this guy is bringing your mom in. Hold on, we're not going anywhere just yet. Okay, so we got your mom's Marilyn?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see what Marilyn... So this guy knows your mom somehow. Let's see what Marilyn wants you to know. Okay, blood test, blood test, blood test, blood test. All right, have you just had one, or are you supposed to be going for one?
I'm thinking about going for one.
What do you think your mom's telling you?
Go.
Absolutely. Blood test, blood test, blood. And the thing is, I'm sitting here looking at my index finger, and it feels like a pincushion. Okay, so your mom is like, tell her to get the blood test. Now, that being said, this is, we were talking about this earlier, spirit intervention. Mom's coming in to say, get the blood test, because in so doing, this is going to give you the heads up on something to avoid a more serious condition down the line. So what you're doing is you're being proactive and you're doing the right thing here, okay? She's also telling you, wow, I feel like I'm eating a lot of like really dry, concentrated foods. Do you eat a lot of junk food?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you go out of your way to avoid it?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. Because the reason I ask that is I feel like I'm eating like corn nuts and potato chips and all those type of things. And sometimes the issue is presented. And the reason I say, does that make sense? You see that instead of me jumping to the conclusion, what your mom is doing is she's presenting that to me, and this is her way of saying, keep doing that. So in one vein, you're doing the right thing by avoiding the junk food. And the problem with junk food is it tastes really good. But she's also telling you, get the blood test, get the blood test, get the blood test. Okay. And your hydration seems to be good. So our last caller had to watch quality of her water. Your hydration is good.
Yeah. Do you hit up caramel corn? You know, like that kettle corn stuff? Do you eat that?
No.
Yeah.
That took a long time to say no, and having been an attorney, that gives me an indication.
So
I couldn't hear real well.
No, that's all right. I don't know why. But no. Look, you got some marching orders now. You ready to go? You good?
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Super.
Thank you so much.
And you know what? Later on, try to figure out who that guy is, because he came through first. And the other side's a collective consciousness. Spirits don't just show up by themselves. They come in groups. So he is somehow connected to your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that? I bet you're going to go
Got
look
it.
at some family pictures, and you're going to see somebody, and you're going to think, wow, who is that guy? I've never seen him before. Isn't it interesting the way this works?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. You've got it
Thank
going.
you.
You bet. Thank you. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's go on over to Elaine. Elaine, you're on a Dr. Pat show with Mark Anthony. Welcome. You're on the air.
Hey there. Hi, Elaine.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Didn't hear my name.
Yeah, I got, yes. Hi, how are you? I got Mark here, too.
Yes. My question is I eliminated a person in my life that I thought that had run its course and I need to move on. And now I need to know, do I need to eliminate another person from my life and move on and be solo? What should I be doing now?
Yeah, the impression I'm getting is the reason that you feel that you should be eliminating these people in your life, is not that they're necessarily negative. It's that you're at, and since I'm on Transformation Talk Radio, you're at a point of transformation in your life where relationships are tending to be distractions to you. And so you need to start going on the inward journey and figure out what you're doing and where you're going. You also tend to be very, very hard on yourself. You're like a taskmaster. And you feel that you set the bar really high for yourself, and then you get frustrated when you can't achieve that. And in one sense, that's a very good thing because it gets you to accomplish and to succeed. On the other, it's creating undue stress. And I feel like a lot of pressure going on in your kidneys in particular. So I don't know if you're hydrated. Today's thing seems to be
water day.
It's water
totally
day.
a water day.
But there seems to be a sediment buildup in your water, which is interesting because when I was doing readings in Atlanta, I was getting all these kidney things. And think about the water in Atlanta, as delicious as it is, it's loaded with that Georgia red clay, and that is really good at forming kidney stones. So there's something going on in your kidneys that you need to be making sure that you're hydrating and flushing your kidneys.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
That makes sense.
All right,
I don't drink enough water.
All right, I have a question for you, maybe totally unrelated. You ready for it?
Yes, I am.
All right, so do you know why you're negotiating your freedom? You know what I mean by negotiating your freedom?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. So you know what I mean. I'm not going to get to it on air with you. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Your freedom is your birthright. You don't have to negotiate it with anyone so long as you're not doing harm to somebody else, right? And so the reason that we feel like, and now I've got my little psychology hat on, the reason we feel that we have to negotiate our freedom is because we haven't developed a voice for knowing how to stand up for what we desire, right? So we tend to you could be compromising. Compromise. Oh my God, I'm always doing something for somebody else. Why? And so when we feel like that, we get to a point sometimes where we want to say, I just need to get rid of everybody. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And see, that ties in entirely with the spiritual message that came through. Thank you, Dr. Pat. Yeah, and that does. It makes sense.
Psychic in the dark.
Well, it's oftentimes easy to point to everyone. When I was practicing criminal law full time, people would come in and go, I had a bad childhood. My relationships are bad. Everyone around me is bad. Everything is everybody else's fault but mine. And I'm a victim, because what you don't want to do is fall into the victim mentality, because once you're a victim, then you don't have to take responsibility for your own actions, which is never the case.
Yeah, you get to choose. You have the freedom to choose, even if, let me just say it, somebody else's feelings get hurt, so long as you're not doing harm. Make sense? You got that?
Okay, so my gut feelings are correct that I shouldn't worry about hurting somebody else and just go do what I want to do.
Okay, so I'm going to rephrase what I said. So long as you're not doing harm to somebody, right? But if you are sacrificing your freedom to please somebody else, that doesn't work very well.
It's okay to say no.
It's okay to just say no. But you don't have to say,
Okay.
well, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to say it on air, but here, you don't have to say, no, you S.O., you know what? Not that, right? You can say, no, thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear what you're going to
Thank
do.
you.
All right, I can't wait.
You already
Okay.
know.
All right, you don't have
know.
to get rid of everybody. Just do one at a time. Okay, great. Thank
Many
you.
blessings.
Thank
Many
you.
blessings. Listen, evidenceofeternity.com. Mark Anthony's in the house. We do have time for one more, right? Right? Yeah.
I'm ready.
Let's
yeah,
go.
let's take one more. He's ready. All right. And that last caller for
Yes,
today is
I'm
going to be
ready.
Alana. And Alana, you're on the Dr. Pat Show with Mark Anthony. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to Seattle.
Thank you, Alana. It's great to be here.
So my question has to do with a dream that I had that felt significant. And it was, I was given a choice to give up my entire identity in order to move forward. And I just wanted your take on that.
Isn't that, Dr. Pat's lighting up like the proverbial Christmas tree. You don't need to give up your identity. What you need to give up are the attachments, the angst. In other words, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, in the spiritual world and in the psychological world, we talk about the ego versus the spirit. And the ego always tempts you with the promise of something you already possess. You already have all the tools that you need to be the best person possible. So there's no reason to get rid of Elena. Elena is good the way she is. Mm-hmm. What you need to let go of are the things from your past that you can't change or have any control over, and focus on today. So what the dream was is you're giving up who Elena was yesterday, not who she is today and will be tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think about your dream?
I think that I'm going on a new path, and that it requires me to be open to whatever, like you were talking about earlier, the river, to be open to the river.
So can I give you a soundbite that came to me?
Yeah.
Your name is Alana, or I'm going to say Elena, because that is like fitting what I'm going to say. Elena needs to align her. Elena needs to align. You need to align. You're out of step with your desires and your values, right? You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. You need a course correction to get back to that part of you that smiles. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'm getting the gist of it, but do you have any concrete suggestions?
I do have a concrete suggestion. Don't change your identity. It isn't about that. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to look at your life right now, and there's somebody in particular that's getting you off your game. I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's work or what it is. Mark may know. But there's somebody that just gets a little bit of a nudge. We call them nudges. They give you this continuous nudge, which gets you off your game. And for some reason, you think you have to do what they say. And I don't know who that is. But don't change your identity. You have to step into your identity. That's very different.
Absolutely. And remember, Elena, that you're the only one in charge of your happiness. And it may sound very basic, but a lot of people are like, if I can get this person to fall in love with me, I'll be happy. If I can drive that Maserati, I'll be happy. If I can get that, I'll be happy. No, things and other people are not what makes you happy. You are what makes you happy. And if this new opportunity, new career path is opening up for you, and go for it.
Yeah. So here's my concrete suggestion. You ready?
Yep.
I would like you to do one thing today that's different than what you would normally do. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's walk down a different street. I don't care if it's take your dog for a different walk, do something different today to break the energy of the pattern.
Okay.
I think
that sounds like something I could do every day.
There you go. There you go.
I try not to be bossy.
That's all right. You can be bossy. I'm resilient.
All right. Exactly. Thank you for calling in. Mark, what a great day. Please, again, announce what it is that you're going to be doing here, how people can work with you, how they can get a copy of your book, all of the above.
If it kindly go to my website, evidenceofeternity.com, and you can find out about my books, Never Letting Go and Evidence of Eternity. Please follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter. I'll be at East West Bookshop here in Seattle, Tuesday, August 28th. For an evening of spirit communication. You can find out about all the tickets, and they're going fast, so please sign up. And then this weekend at the IANS 2018 International Association Near-Death Studies, I'll be the headline speaker.
Isn't that in Bellevue?
It is.
It's in Bellevue.
At the Hilton in Bellevue.
Yeah.
And it's all on my website, evidenceofeternity.com.
It's right in our backyard, everybody. Right here, right? Say hi to Mark. Thank you all. Mark, thank you. Amazing.
It's always so much fun working with you. I know this hour just flew by.
I know. I don't even know what was going on here. Nathan, thank you. Thanks for pushing all the right buttons.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, Rocky, thanks for doing everything you do. And most importantly, thanks to all of you. You are the best listeners on the planet. And I have to say that you make my heart smile every day. I'm just so glad we can be in service of all of you. We'll see you next time.